Hey guys, welcome back. So today is going to be a hair tutorial. I'm going to show you how to cut your hair at home, put some layers in it, and I'm wearing my husband's old t-shirt just so I don't get hair on mine, don't tell him. For me, I always part on the side. Like very, very seldom do I part in the center. So just find your part here, part it again right in front of your ear. So right there, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And throw it back. I have all of these clips. These are from Ricky's NYC. I'm just going to clip these back here, just so they're out of my way. Now that we have that parted, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this hair and you're gonna pull it front and straight in front of your eyes, like this. This is called over-directing in hair cutting terminology. And what this does is when you cut this here over here and you pull it back this way, it's going to already be shorter up here. So if you can imagine, I'm going to show you here. So if you pull this over like this is going to be shorter because watch when you pull it back, it's really, really pulling here. So that's an easy way to, I'm trying to explain this. You'll see better when I start cutting. We're going to over direct it. I'm just gonna snip off a little, just the dead ends. I'm gonna go straight down. When you let go, you can see it's a nice gradual angle of the face. Now, this haircut is basically angled in the front. It's a lot shorter in the front than it is the back. You don't have to angle it that severely, but that's just how I like to do it. And then from there, you're going to take the last section where you cut and grab that other hair. So this is going to be a guide from where you last cut. You're gonna do that same thing, just over direct it and snip, 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 snip. Also, when cutting your own hair, I would really recommend not cutting a ton, like a really good solid haircut. I would do more of like a dusting, they call it, or like a really just a light trimming, because if you make a mistake, it's not going to be a huge deal, like you took a huge chunk out of your hair. So just do a little bit, and do it a little bit and more often, rather than doing a big haircut and taking a lot off when you're doing it at home. I'm going to take this whole piece here, and we're just going to make sure that it's all pretty lined up. So there's a little bit break right here where I missed a spot. So you're just going to cut that here, just like that. We have a nice, just like, angle. And now we're gonna do on the other side. So for the other side, we wanna take a piece of this hair and you're gonna pull it on this side so you can see where that first cut is. So we don't have one side longer than the other. About here. Okay, now we can pull this hair back on over, and we're gonna start with this as our guide. So it's the same length. And with this side, the hair isn't as thick, isn't as much, just because of where the part is. So we're going to just do it in one piece. So we're gonna go like this, over direct it. So the more you pull your hair over, the more you over direct, the more angular it's going to be. So I already have an angle, as you can see, but we definitely got some dead ends, and just go ahead and snip them all like that. And you can take it down here, do a little more. Now you have to decide if you want a definite break in your hair. So if you want this layer, or not this layer, this piece, and then once we layer the front, if you want it a lot shorter and then kind of get way longer in the back, that's kind of when you want to decide. So I will show you what I mean here. So let's unclip this and pull this hair front. Okay, so as you can see, I have a break in my hair. This is a lot shorter than this. Just because I like the back a lot longer, like I said, so we have a nice break here. So I'm not going to use this as a guide to where to start. If you want to have more of a rounded back, not so much of a pointed back like mine is, then you want to use this as a guide and round it out. But for me, I like to have a big break in my hair, so I'm going to pick all of this up and clip it on top of my head so I look like Bam Bam. and we're going to section off again. So take this and go straight down. Now I'm going to put it behind my ear and bring it forward. And the same thing on this side. With this, because obviously we don't have eyes in the back of our head, we're gonna pull everything forward, and at the very end, I'll show you when I get there, see what I explain. So go ahead and take this straight down. And so I have a very tiny little bit of an angle here, just so it's not like short, long. And I'm just gonna pull this down here, like this. And now I am just going to follow where I previously cut last time and just take off the dead ends, like that. So just have a little slight angle. For scissors, guys, a great place is to go to Sally's Beauty Supply. If you don't have one close to you, they do sell them. They do have a website that you can buy, and they have great scissors, pretty inexpensive. I would definitely recommend getting a hair cutting scissor and not like a kitchen scissor or something. Because if your scissors aren't sharp enough, what's going to happen is it's going to cut it, but it's not going to give like a nice blunt edge, and you're going to start splitting your hair again. So it's really important for your scissors to be sharp. This time, because now this is when we're going to start rounding it out, you are going to take that last piece towards the back, and the same on this side, last piece, and bring up the rest of it, doing the same thing. So make sure whatever you're cutting off in the front, make sure you cut off the back if you want to follow your hairstyle. So just like that. And now we're getting towards the back. Just keep on continuing. Take all of this hair and we're gonna pull it straight out like this. Really important to have no tangles in your hair. And then, so I don't really love that look for me, to have like, oh, I just got my hair cut. So this is also going to help really blend everything and make it look like it's not like super blunt. If you like this, this is not necessarily the tutorial for you, but if you like this sort of hairstyle, then go ahead with it. All right, so we're just going to follow and bring it up. Again, just what you cut on the rest of it. Can you guys see this? Oh yeah, there we go. Just like that. And go ahead and do the other side. And put it straight out. Or not straight out, at like a 45-degree angle, I should say. I think that's 45, about, give or take. And then you're gonna do the same thing, just follow it up. And drop it. Take all of this hair down. Oh, also guys, very important, I forgot to tell you this. When you're sectioning off the back, make sure you section straight down the back of your head. If you feel like you need to look in a mirror, just, do one of these with the mirror behind you and make sure that that is even. So now we're gonna take this whole entire thing here, and we're going to angle it so, just to get any little tip that's a little bit too pointed. Bloop. And same on the other side. Do that nice little angle. And I did a better job with this side. And just gonna take this little tiny hair. Now that the bottoms are just lightly trimmed, now we're gonna start with our layers. Depending on how thick your hair is, that's how much layers you're going to cut into your hair, or not how many layers, how far you're gonna bring it up. So for me, I have a lot of hair on my head, so I could really go pretty far down on it. So if you're picking up your hair and you have no hair left here, that means the whole thing is gonna be layered and you're gonna have little tiny strings at the end. That's not what you want. So if you have thinner hair, that's when you're gonna bring it up and pick up less hair to actually cut. And if you have thick hair, you have the option of how much, just preference of how many layers you want. The trick to this also is really using clips and making sure you're getting all of those hairs. So how I like to do it, I like to section off the hair first, and I feel like that makes my job a lot easier. Okay, so my layer is about here, I think it starts. Yeah, that's also, you can also do, you can bring your hair all the way down and see if that hair matches the ones on the bottom. That's not the layer, obviously. Okay, so we're gonna section this off, straight back, and then flip it up, and then keep going back. So that's a straight line here. Clip it to get it out of the way. Depending on how short you want the first layer is how far you're going to over direct again to bring it up. So I like it to be on an angle, not quite as crazy. This is where it's gonna get hard because my hair is so long. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Okay, and bring it down. So as you can see, this is where my layer is, starting here, and we're just gonna clean it up. Cut, cut, cut. That. And we're gonna do that same step, taking a little bit of hair straight down, just where you're following the clamps of where we first sectioned the hair. And do the same thing, pull straight, comb out that little excess. And then, so again, so you want the top layer, this part, so it's gonna be the top closest to your fingertips up, the shortest. So go ahead and follow that. That, and straight down. This last one here, same thing, sip, sip, sip. I'm gonna do the other side off camera, and then I'm gonna show you what to do next. So now that that side is done, you can see the layers coming together. I am just going to take this whole section here where we did the layer, and I'm gonna bring all of it forward here. Over direct it and just make sure we're kind of on the right page. So as you can see, we're close. We have a little bit of problems right here, so we're just gonna clean it up. Okay. Now, also, if you don't want quite as a blunt edge like I spoke about before, you also can point cut like this. This is also where it's important to have sharp scissors, just so you don't have any blunt edges, and bring it down. So as you can see, we're getting some nice layers. Here we go. And onto the other side, to the front. This is some really easy long layers. You can take it one step further too, and if you like this, I like my bang. I don't really have a bang, I shouldn't say that. I just like this very front piece to be a little shorter. I just find it easier when I curl my hair that it stays a little bit higher in the front. So I am going to section off just a little bit of this front piece here. I am going to cut this piece a little shorter. Go straight down. Bloop, 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 bloop. Just like that. So yeah, these are my layers. So you can see them, you definitely can see them, but when I curl it, you could see them even more, which I love. But you still have the option of wearing it straight and it not looking super blunt and looks like you took chunks out of your hair. I would definitely recommend getting your haircut done at a salon first, and then in between your big haircuts, and it also will make your hair not grow longer, but it will make it, because you can't make your hair grow longer from the root unless you take like a vitamin or something, but you could, which actually, if you guys are interested in having a whole video on how to grow your hair, let me know down in the comments down below and I will get one up for you. I know I did one like really early on, but there's a lot of new things, so I will update you on that if you'd like to see it. And yeah, where was I going with that? I don't know, but I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. So yeah guys, I will see you next time in here, or on IG, Nikki French Makeup, on Snap. I love Snap. I've become addicted to Snap recently. That's Nikki French Kiss if you want to follow me there. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.